Hello boys, it's Blitz-War. Today we are going to talk about the release of Warno. Warno is a real-time strategy game based on the Cold War. 7 countries are in the game for the moment: USA, France, Germany, United Kingdom, Belgium for the NATO side, and for the Pact side, Soviet Union and East Germany. With about 1,000 of units of all kinds: tanks, infantry, anti-air, plane, helicopters, and more. For the single player content, a complete tutorial of all the basics and control, from the advanced to the newbie move. It's very nice. Plus 8 operation, which are basically mission to accomplish with different duration and different difficulty. Those are versus the computer, of course. And the most exciting thing, Army General campaign. It's a 5 campaign which are playable solo or with friend. I have personally already spent a few hours on it, and I can tell you that the campaign is very exciting and very promising. The game has 23 division, 13 NATO and 10 Pact. All those nations are represented in form of division that you can play in multiplayer mode or simply against the computer in skirmish mode. You can even organize a game between friends with the lobby system. The game also offers the 10v10 mode for the people who likes the competitive game like me. Warno offers also the rank system with the general ranking, which is displayed on the screen. Let's quick check the division. Alright, we're gonna start with the 3rd Armored Division. 3rd Armored Division, like the name says, it's an armored division with a very strong tank, Abrams M1A1 and Abrams HE, which is probably the most strongest tank for NATO, if I'm not mistaken. For the infantry type, you're gonna have only a low HP infantry, but it's not a division about infantry, it's tank division. But you will get some really good Bradleys with the tandem missile, TOW2A, 25 AP penetration, pretty nice. You're gonna have like infantry what you're gonna need. It's the playstyle of this division. It's the heavy tank and the heavy helicopter. Really strong helicopter tab and also a really strong air tab. So yeah, 3rd armor, pretty strong for people who like to play with tanks. And let's go next. Alright, 11E, pretty classic logistic tab. Infantry, probably one of the best infantry tab in the game. Chasseur, Paramarine with the Apelas and a lot of shock with the Resolute trait, like Legionnaire Para, which is like really good infantry. In form of anti-infantry, you have Sapper Para and Sapper Para Flam, which is pretty good. A lot of choice. Also Aeromobile. Come on the helicopter. So in the infantry tab, it's very good. RT tab, you're gonna miss the howitzer and the long range RT. You're gonna have only mortars and medium range RT. In form of tank, you're not gonna have much because it's an infantry division, and forward the infantry division you have some sagas, which is pretty good to hit and run and sneak them and do some infiltration or just support your infantry. In form of recon, pretty nice recon tab with that recon saga. You also have VBL Milan, which is a really strong anti-tank vehicle with very good optic and good stealth. So yeah, in terms of recon, it's pretty strong. Infantry, pretty strong. AA, you're gonna miss long range, but you will be good versus helicopters. And I mean, Mistral can do the job versus planes, but it's good to support your Mistral with SF. You have some good SFs. For the Halo, you're gonna have a lot of choice in helicopter, but keep in mind all those Halos are really fragile with only 4 damage. They can pretty much get one-shotted buy anything, only for the Puma Pirate and for the plane tab. Pretty strong air tab with everything you're gonna need: plane cluster, napalm, SF, LGB bomber, and yeah, this is 11A. I would say 11A is probably a top tier division, probably one of the best infantry division in the game. Alright, 8 Mech infantry division, one of my favorite blue division. I did play it a lot. You can find those videos in my channel. So yeah, this division is about the Mach rifle, the fact they are 11 men, Mach rifle low. The weakness of the infantry is you don't have a forward, so you have to survive to the opener. On the middle game, their division gonna be better with all those Mach rifle dragons everywhere, and engineers, though. Really strong infantry tab. In terms of RT, you're gonna have everything you need. In terms of tanks, you're also gonna have everything you need. Pretty balanced between the tank, infantry, RT. Reconnaissance, it's fine. You don't have a reconnaissance with AT. That's the big issue, but it's no big deal. In terms of AA, you're gonna have the Hawk, pretty good on TR with 9 HE. Can one-shot a lot of planes, can crit planes, pretty strong AA piece. In form of helicopter, not much, just some fire support Cobra. In terms of air tab is pretty strong with all those A10, F-16, Raven, all the US power, just for you there. Pretty nice division. Alright, next it's 24th Infantry Division, Mech Strike Eagle Division, the only division who get access to the Strike Eagle with his guided LGB bomb. Pretty strong plane with all those ECM and agility. Yeah, but this division, it's a Mech division with a lot of regular troops and a lot of reservists. So you're gonna have access to a lot of reservists, a lot of cheap ATGM. It's like a mix between reservist and regular infantry for the most of it. Your only good infantry gonna be aero rifle, the rest is just regular. You're gonna have access to some shock, but not much. Pretty good infantry division, that's for sure, with all those cheap activation points. In terms of RT, you're also gonna have all what you need. You even have the National Guard M10. Pretty cheap. You're also gonna have National Guard Abrams, cheap version of the Abrams. A lot of good unit, a lot of cheap unit. It's a blob division. Same as the 8 Mech, you don't get access to recon infantry with 80, but again, it's no big deal. You're gonna have access to Bradleys. You're also gonna have access to a lot of cheap Bradleys. I forgot to talk about it, which is the big part. Yeah, National Guard Bradley, 55 points for Ito, pretty strong. Bushmaster, pretty nice. Plus the AA, you're gonna lack of long range AA. Your only good AA gonna be the Caporal. Of course, Stinger, it's really nice, but you don't have something like a Hawk who can crit planes or one-shot planes. But in the other hand, you're gonna have access to some really good SF. So yeah, it's a very good division. It's more for people who have experience with the game, but it's very nice division. You're also gonna have access to the National Guard Apache with his 8 Hellfire. So yeah, pretty nice division. And let's go next. Alright, next it's gonna be 11 Cavalry division, a mix between US and Germany. The weakness gonna start on the logistic tab. You don't gonna have access to a lot of logistic tab, only 4. Infantry tab, it's the same. You're not gonna have a lot of infantry, and the infantry is relatively expensive. Alright, for the next RT, you're gonna have what you need: mortar, good howitzer. In form of tank, you're gonna have a lot of tanks, a lot of M1A1, and that's the power of the division. You're gonna have access to a lot of tanks, a really strong recon tab with the recon tank, basically the only forward deployable tank. Very strong. You have 2k range from the start. Also, you're gonna have access to a lot of variety of Bradley in the recon tab. And like you can see, activation points are really cheap, 1 so yeah, it's really easy to feed all those good tanks. In the AA tab, it's also very strong. You're gonna have that but 9 HE anti-air Ihawk. You're gonna have Privat Stinger, Fliegerfaust. Not crazy when you have Stinger, so suggest to put Stinger anytime. In form of helicopter, pretty strong. Helicopter in form of plane, again pretty strong. So you're gonna have access to a lot of A10. You can basically run 10 A10 in your deck if you want, and basically 10 F16 also. So yeah, pretty strong deck. Not 10 F16, 6 F16, and yeah, pretty strong deck. Probably one of the most competitive one on the 1v1. A lot of option. You can do airborne opener, you can do a tank rush opener. So yeah, pretty strong division. And let's go next. Alright, 82 Airborne, the most famous US division. 82 Airborne, pretty strong division. Everything forward. You're gonna have access to a lot of Dragon, a lot of Fire Team 84, some Patrol, everything come on forward. So you're gonna take the field relatively quick than your opponent. Even the Toto is forwards. Pretty strong division for competitive playstyle and 1v1 ranked. You're not gonna have access to a big howitzer. You're not gonna have access to a big tank. You're just gonna have some cavalry tank in form of Sheridan, but you will have some really good option in form of Toto, forward deployed Humvee Toto, pretty strong with the good stealth. Keep in mind, guys, when you see good stealth, it's a very good unit. No way. Next, it's gonna be the Recon. Recon is very strong. Even with the love nerf, this thing was 75 points before, or 70 points. Even with this price, it's pretty good unit. ACAV, also really good unit. I would love to get this thing cheaper because I'm a big fan of airborne division and motorized division. In terms of recon, yeah, you're gonna have that airborne scout with 84, pretty nice. And yeah, in form of anti-air, you're gonna have a lot of Stinger. Avenger with his 16 Stinger, pretty nice unit. Very fast unit, also can shoot on the move and have some good gun. In form of helicopter, you're gonna have all what the US power gonna offer you. Heavy Hawk, ATS Cobra with Stinger, very nice unit. A lot of Apache RKT, Little Bird for the people who wanna use some OP helicopter. For the air, you're gonna have a pretty strong air tab, basically the best SF in the game. A lot of F16 are really survivable with their AM9 and Vulcan. So yeah, pretty strong division. Even with the nerf, probably one of the best airborne division in the game. Let's go next. Alright, second Panzer division. Mech division with some forward infantry. Pretty good logistic tab. You're gonna have access to a really strong infantry tab because you're gonna have a lot of forward FS Jager, pretty good shock infantry. You're gonna have Milan too, also for the for just zoning. A lot of Panzer Grenadier and Marder 183 Milan. So yeah, pretty good infantry tab. In the RT tab also, you're gonna have everything what you're gonna need. Timpala on mortars. You're gonna have howitzer, Lars for rocket launcher, and big howitzer in form of M110s. In form of tanks, pretty strong division. Also, you're gonna have access to the Leo 283, which is a really good tank. Even with the nerf, it's a really good tank. You're gonna also have access to a lot of cheap tanks, a lot of good ATGM vehicle. For example, Jaguar 2 with a lot of front, Tau-2 missile with 25 penetration, pretty strong unit. In form of recon, you're also gonna have pretty good recon tab with the FS Jager of Clara, with their Panzerfaust 3 looks for the wheel opener in form of AA. You're gonna have the Gepard, the tank AA. You're also gonna have a Hawk with the long range missile. In terms of helicopter, it's just like French. You're just gonna have like some cheap shitty helicopter who's gonna die to anything, but they can do the job in some situation. If you they can do the job where there is no AA. Basically, in form of AA, you're gonna have a lot of good tools. F-16, pretty nice. All kind of tornadoes, IDS cluster. You're also gonna have the MW1, one of the most famous bomber. Really nice bomber with a lot of bombs. So yeah, pretty good division. A mix between for the people who like to play infantry and some really good air support. So yeah, pretty balanced division. The first German armored division. So logistic tab, pretty classic. You're gonna have everything you're gonna need. Also, you're gonna have the fob, pretty nice. In terms of infantry, you're gonna have 0 forward infantry. It's a armored division, so everything gonna just start on your spawn. But you're gonna have some really good and fast option, like the Fuchs Melon. You can have a lot of those wheeled transport with Melon 1 on it with that 17 AP, pretty nice. Infantry tab, it's a good infantry to support tank, but because this is the job of this infantry tab. In terms of RT, it's gonna be really good because you're gonna have access to a lot of things. You're gonna have the Lars for some HE. You're gonna have also the Mars, pretty strong. You're gonna have a Howitzer, a big gun with their 3 HE. You also have the M1-10-9, pretty nice RT tab in form of tank. This is where the magic happen. You're gonna have access to the Leo 2A4, the biggest tank for Germany in the game. For now, maybe we're gonna see 2A5 next, but yeah, for now, 2A4, the biggest tank for German, pretty nice. You're gonna have a lot of them, 6 or you can upvet. I know tank player like to upvet them, but yeah, I'm not tank player, so I cannot tell much about that. But the fact you have a lot of choice of tank, that's very nice. In form of recon, you're just gonna have what you need. So some recon, some French fire with the sniper, pretty nice special force with the shock chain and the GSR. In form of AA, your best option gonna be a Roland 3, which is really good, pretty strong AA, who can do with helicopter and plane at the same time. And you're gonna also have the Gepard. In form of helicopter, same as the second Panzer division or the French division, you have some cheap helicopter who can do the job when there is no AA. In form of plane, you're just gonna have F4F. You're not gonna have access to any SF, to any good SF, so you're gonna rely on a Roland and a Gepard to kill planes. Of course, you can use F4F to suppress with the Tornado IDS, because those Tornado, all of them have some air-to-air missile, which are really nice. So yeah, tank division for the people who like to play tanks. The weakness is you don't have SF, but and you don't have forward infantry. That's it. For people who like tanks, it's a good division. All right, next is gonna be TKS, Territorial Command Sud. One of my favorite division. Play it a lot on 1v1. So yeah, logistic tab, pretty nice. Just what you need basically. You're also gonna have a big supply truck in form of Mancati, which can help a lot. We're gonna see later why. In form of infantry, you're gonna have some really good forward infantry in form of Greenberry and some aeromobile on the helicopter, which is really nice. The weakness in the infantry tab is you don't have infantry fighting vehicle at all. It's just a mix between reservist infantry and some mechanized infantry. So yeah, pretty good infantry, I would say. Pretty balanced infantry tab. For the RTA tab, you're gonna have a mortar and big howitzer. You don't have a rocket launcher. That's another weakness of the deck. But this deck play around this deck or this division play around the infantry and the recon tab. The recon tab is pretty strong. We will check it later. In the form of tank, again, you don't have access to any heavy tank. It's just gonna be M48. It's just a tank who can kill. In number, they can do the job, mixed with some Milan too, of course. But yeah, it's not tank division. It's more infantry plus air plus recon division. In the recon tab, you're gonna have a lot of good option. BGS, really good security infantry. You're gonna have also FS Jaeger with the subtle charge, special force, and the most important thing, the IMX NRC. So it's the second division who can have access to the second to the IMX NRC after the 5E. Pretty good recon tab. In AA, it's pretty strong also. You're gonna have some forward deployable AA in form of those trucks. You're gonna have Roland 3, and you're gonna have the lovely iHawk with his 9HE. In form of helicopter, again, French helicopter. I find French helicopter a bit better than German helicopter because you also have access to Gazelle cannon with his auto cannon. But yeah, it's a 4 HP helicopter, die to anything can one-shot it. In form of plane, that's where the magic happen. You're gonna have access to 2 F-111 LGB plane, which is really nice, with 4 missile each, so you can do 2 run. You can kill 2 targets with 1 run. Pretty nice. You're also gonna have those high altitude bomber with crazy speed, so it's for people who like World War II, it's like the Stutka. It's like you're just gonna the Stutka was driving down a bit. Not the Stutka, but yeah, very high altitude plane, big speed. It's hard for SF to intercept you. But yeah, you also gonna have access to Mirage, which is a really good SF in my opinion. Why I think it's a good SF? Because it have exceptional agility. All right, so that was TKS. What you could say about TKS, if you like motorized playstyle, if you play Wargamer at Dragon and you like motorized playstyle, I think TKS is a good division for you. And yeah, that's it. All right, next gonna be the first armored division. First armored division, it's armored division, like the name say. For the logistic tab, pretty classic. You're gonna have access to the warrior CV. It's a new unit. In the infantry tab, which is good for this infantry, is you're gonna have access to some forward infantry, which is really nice for an armored division. I really like that. You're gonna have some Carl Gustav M2 infantry. You're gonna have a Milan 2 coming on forward, and you're also gonna have access to the warrior and the warrior applique with the Milan 2 missile. Pretty nice infantry tab. In form of RT, you're gonna have a lot access to a lot of choice. You're gonna have the mortar, you're gonna have the Abbot howitzer with the low HE, and you're also gonna have the big gun, the M10-9. Pretty nice. In form of tank, you're gonna have a lot of chip medium tank, which is really nice with a lot of penetration. So yeah, pretty good mix of tanks. Not as the level of as US, of course, but you can work with those guys. It's very nice. In form of recon, you're gonna have access to Scout with the low 80, which is really nice. SIS patrol, really nice infantry also. In form of AA, this is where the issue and the weakness gonna start. You're gonna have access to only track rapier FSA. not crazy air anti-air, but that can do the job. You're also gonna have the javelin LBL with 9 missile, but yeah, again, not crazy, only 4 HE damage. But in the helicopter, nothing crazy. You're just gonna have some rockets there and there, some Lynx Haram, I call them like this, with the Ito in form of plane. That's where the magic happen. In form of plane, you're gonna have access to a lot of these crazy tornadoes. Those tornadoes are really strong, guys. Those guys are very good. You're gonna have a tornado F3, just like Wargame, pretty good SF. And yeah, the air tab of UK, it's pretty strong. You have the seed, you have the HE, you have the cluster. If you manage to work with those guys, you don't need a lot of AA, because all those tornadoes are really survivable, and they also can defend themselves versus SFs in number, of course, in number. And the number, you're gonna have the number. All those planes, most of them, I guess, only this one, all of them have some air-to-air missile. So yeah, first armored division, pretty good division for people who like tank, pretty good division for UK enjoyer, and yeah, that's it. All right, next is gonna be the second infantry division, the SAS division. Did play this division a lot. In form of logistics, pretty good. You're gonna have access to everything you're gonna need, basically. In form of infantry, this is where the magic happen. You're gonna have access to SAS, pretty strong infantry. 84 Stinger. There is no anything like this in the game. It's the only really unique unit, pretty nice unit. And there is also a new thing with the UK. It's now you're gonna have access to the links with the rocket as transport. Pretty nice infantry tab. And for the middle game, you're gonna also have access to the warrior mechanized transport. So it's a mix between forward and mechanized infantry, which is pretty strong. You also have a really good shitty infantry to spam, basically, in form of HSF, RPM. I'm not big fan of RPM, but those guys are pretty nice. In form of RT, you're gonna have everything you're gonna need: howitzer, big gun, and rocket launcher, basically. Maybe not as the level of rocket packed rocket launcher, but MLRS. It's a very good choice. In form of tank, you don't have a lot of tanks. You have only challengers, 2 cards of those and 1 of those, which is pretty nice for infantry division that have tanks. If you compare this to TKS have forward infantry but doesn't have no tanks and no infantry fighting vehicle. So yeah, really good tank tab. So you can play middle game with those, open with SIS, play middle game with challenger. In form of recon, pretty strong. You're gonna have access to the famous Fox, pretty good unit with forward deployable and a Rarden autocannon, so pretty nice. In form of recon, you're not gonna have a good recon with a good 80, but you're just gonna have what you need. You're also gonna have access to the Saladin new unit. It's just a cheap recon. Don't accept much of this. I usually prefer run this, but yeah. In form of AA, you're gonna have a better choice than the first armored. I don't understand that. I think first armored need the big AA, not the second UK, but yeah, it is what it is. You're gonna have access to a rapier, radar AA with a really good range. The only problem with this AA is the lack of HE. You're just gonna do 6 damage for this price of AA. I think it's I don't think this thing, I think that should be at least 7 HE. But yeah, this is just my opinion. In form of helicopter, you're gonna have those cheap rocket They can do the job in number. People like to use them in 1v1, and you're also gonna have the top attack tow, the first top attack helicopter in Warno. Pretty nice legs with the fit tow. The big gun. I didn't remember that. That's so big, but yeah, it's just gonna add more anti-tank capability to the deck. And the other good part of the deck, it's the plane. UK plane are just crazy. You're gonna have access to a lot of Jaguar, pretty good bombers. The only thing you're gonna miss is a SID, so you need to work with your RT to suppress enemy AA before using your plane. But those planes are really survivable with their have a lot of ECM, so it's pretty nice. Second UK division for people who like to play infantry and infantry aggressive and tank middle game. So yeah, pretty good division. Alright, next is 27. 27 is a division for people who like to play a mechanized, very strong mechanized division. Logistic tab, pretty good. You're gonna have everything you're gonna need. You also have BTR 80k, a pretty good CV with the smoke. Can also do amphibious, pretty nice. In form of infantry, you're gonna have a mix between wheeled and mechanized. Yeah, wheeled and mechanized. Wheeled in form of BTR 80s with Metis or RPG 26, and in the other hand, you're also gonna have a really good infantry fighting vehicle in form of BMP2 AGs with the concourse and the AGS, and you're gonna have also the crazy BMP3. BMP3 long range anti-tank ATGM, pretty good autocannon, and the long range infantry gun. Pretty nice infantry tab. You're also gonna have a really nice RT tab with this Actasia with the guided and direct fire, pretty nice. You're also gonna have Grad. You're gonna have a lot of swords of RT. Also gonna have Nona SVK, pretty nice RT with mortar, pretty nice mortar, have a really good speed to escape to counter RT. In form of tank, you have the famous T80 BV, the most cost efficient tank in the game in my opinion. Pretty nice tank, tank with the 11 HP with the reactive armor, pretty nice. You're also gonna have the Sprut short range gun with a lot of penetration. It's very good. It gets good stealth. It's a very good unit to ambush. You're also gonna have access to Concourse M in vehicle tab with the tandem missile, pretty nice. Recon tab also pretty nice. You're gonna have BMP2 Recon, BMP2 Razvatka. You're also gonna have a Sapari Recon with the Satchel Charge. So yeah, ME24K. It's a very good division from Logistic to Recon. Alright, there we're gonna have some issue. AA, we don't have long range AA. The only long range we're gonna have, it's a Thor with the 7HE. You don't have access to Cube or Book. But this anti-air tab can do the job. It's no big issue. In form of helicopter, you don't have a lot, and you don't have a lot of activation points to put a lot of halos, but you do have what you need. You have some hint with the AA, and you're gonna have some AT helicopter, pretty nice. In form of plane, it's just gonna be what you need. You don't have a lot of plane choice because all your power is already in the infantry tab. In the plane, you're gonna have some AT planes. You're gonna have MLD, MiG-23, and you're gonna have the MiG-29 as your big SF. So yeah, 27 infantry division, a pretty good mechanized division for people who like to play with the infantry fighting vehicle and enjoy the Soviet power. So yeah, pretty nice division, and let's go next. Alright, next gonna be 39 division, pretty mechanized infantry. In the logistic tab, you're gonna have a lot of choice of CVs and stuff, pretty nice. You're also gonna have ME9 CV with some ECM, pretty nice logistic tab. In infantry, it's not like 27. You're not gonna have a BMP 3 AG. You're just gonna have BMP 2. You'll not have access to BMP 3 also, but you will have some really good option. You're gonna have BMP 2, and you're gonna have the BMP 1 PG with the AGS can definitely do the job to support your infantry. So yeah, pretty strong mechanized. In form of RT, you're also gonna have a lot of option. You're gonna have the Actasia, you're gonna have the Urigan, big HE gun. In form of tank, you're gonna have TATB, which is pretty nice. You're gonna have also the BV. I don't see the point to taking this anyway. Just go for the BV each time. You're gonna have also the Rapira 80 gun with the. You're also gonna have access to the Rapira 80 gun with the ATGM long range, pretty nice. Chrome also. This thing, I think a lot of people are sleeping on it. I think it's a good unit, long range, a lot of penetration, pretty nice. In form of recon, you're gonna have access to a lot of option. The ME24K, pretty nice recon, basically in the recon. You're also gonna have access to BMP1 Razvedka. You also have, I think 39 is like the cheap 27, you know? It's like the cheap version of the 27. In form of AA, you're gonna have OSA, pretty nice, and you're also gonna have a long range AA, where 27 doesn't have cubes, but 39 get access to cubes, which is pretty nice. In form of Halo, you're gonna have access to a lot of variety of helicopter. Some of them are gunship, some of them are AA. You have some 80, you have 20 VP. The ME24 VP, pretty nice with this gun with 3 penetration, can do a lot of job. And in the air tab, you're gonna also have access to a lot of choice, a lot of variety of planes. The only issue is you don't get it's really expensive to put planes, 3 activation points. But yeah, if you manage to mix, you can do some good mix with those planes. You have the armored Su-25. You also have the probably one of the best SF for the Soviet side. Pretty nice Su-27S. And yeah, so 39 mechanized division with a good number of tanks and a really good air support. Alright, next is 35 VDV division. Division, I did play it a lot. It's very good division. Logistic tab, we're gonna have some crazy logistic. We're gonna have some BMD2KCV, but yeah, it's really risky to use it. But you're gonna have access to ME26 supply truck. You don't have access to FOB, so this is your FOB. It's pretty nice. You're also gonna have UAZ supply truck. I find this really cute. 15 points supply, come on forward, pretty nice. In form of infantry, everything come forward. You're gonna have access to those guys with the BTRD. It's pretty nice. Those are AGS, very good. You're gonna have some RPU. You're gonna have Space NAS anti-infantry with 12 men, pretty nice. You're gonna also have access to BMP. I call always this BM. You're gonna have access to BMD2 with Concourse, pretty nice. All those guys come on forward, so you're just gonna take the position really quick. So yeah, Metis. The only weakness for this division in the infantry tab, it's the fact all your infantry are 7 men, 8 men. Only for the Space NASO are like 12. The order are really order have really low HP. But yeah, they do the job. If you play well with this division, if you manage to supply your infantry, don't let them die. This is your division. In form of RT, you're gonna have everything you need. You're gonna have some big gun. You're gonna have some Nona, a really good mortar, and you're gonna have some Grad with just 12 rocket, but they can do the job. It's very good card to have for an airborne division. In form of a tank, you don't have any tank of course. It's an airborne division. You're gonna have 80 guns though. Those are really nice with their 12 rate of fire. You're also gonna have those UAZ Conquerors. I think those UAZ Conquerors are really good because they get 8 missile when for example the NATO jeeps get only 4 millions. So yeah, this is a really nice 8 missile. You're also gonna have BRDM2 Conquerors. Really good anti-tank option. In form of recon, you're gonna have a lot of good option too. You're gonna have, of course, the classic Hind. You're gonna have Razvedka with the Mi-24D also. Space Nazguru, BRDM2. This thing is crazy. I remember get rushed by this unit, and yeah, do the job. In form of anti-air, you're gonna lack of long-range AA, of course. It's an airborne division, so you're gonna rely on your manpads and plus your plane to kill other plane, basically. You're just gonna have Iglas and Starella. You don't have any anti-air who can do with the high-altitude bomber, for example, so you have to watch out for that. For example, Igla with Great Z, very good combination. This thing come on forward and can do the job versus Halos. In form of helicopter, this is where the magic happen. You're gonna have access to basically 3 Akula, 2 of them 80, 1 of them AA. Pretty nice helicopters with the ECM. This one have 12 ATGM with 26 AP. It's pretty strong. And you have also the Akula AA with the also GUV. Can do a really good fire support. ECM, pretty nice helicopters. Probably, I don't know, probably one of the best Halos, honestly. Apache is good, but this thing is have Igla on it. Can kill Apache like no business. In form of air, you're gonna have access to a lot of variety of MiG-29. You can put 6 of them if you want. You're gonna have a mix also between LGB. You're gonna have a lot of MiG-27M, RKT, Napalm 80. Yeah, so pretty good division for people who like to play with infantry and play like a movement war. Try to always push different part of the map. So yeah, pretty good division. One of my favorite. And let's go next. All right, next division gonna be the fourth Moto Surgeon division. Again, one of my favorite division. Played this division a lot. A pretty good logistic tab in form of infantry. This is where the magic happen. You're gonna have access to FS Jagermetis with the forward deployable. You're also gonna have Moto Surgeon SVD. You're gonna have a lot of SPW. So yeah, it's a mix between mechanized and the motorized and forward mechanized infantry. Why mechanized? Because you're also gonna get access to BMP, SP2 with the long range Malyutka. Pretty nice. Also have some Panzerjäger with the 20 penetration. Yeah, so infantry tab, it's pretty good. On RT tab, it's also really nice. You're gonna have access to RM70, one of the most famous RT at the moment. Pretty nice RT. Do a really good job versus tank and infantry at the same time, just crazy. In form of tank, you're gonna like some tanks, but you don't rely on tanks in this division most of the time. You're gonna most of the time rely on your AT. You have a really good AT gun with the long range. You do have some T55 like medium tanks who can do the job, and you have some T55 with the long range ATGM, but it's not gonna be your first choice each time. You have concourse, you have those AT guns, you can have 2 card of them. So yeah, in form of recon, pretty nice. You're gonna have a lot of choice of different kind of recon. You're gonna have SPW, wheeled autocannon. You also have PRM1, pretty nice. Aufklärer, you're gonna have special force with satchel charge. So yeah, pretty strong recon tab. In form of AA, it's also very strong because you're gonna have access to forward deployable Starella. 2M. Maybe Starella is not the best AA, but when you have 3 of them with the resolute trait, they can do the job versus anything. You have after Starella and the Cube for long range, so yeah, in the AA department, you're gonna be good. In the helicopter, also, you're gonna be really strong. So you like tank, but you have a lot of other options. You have a lot of gun chip helicopter, you also have a lot of chip hand, like this one that come on 2-par card, which is really nice. You have 81, you have ME24, so yeah, pretty large and large diversity of helicopter choice. In form of plane, in terms of plane, you're gonna have access in MiG-29A, which is a really good superiority fighter, and after you're gonna have access to a MiG-21 base. The issue with the air tab in the Ford Motostrelk is the fact that cost a lot 3 activation points for after the 3rd plane, so usually you're gonna just have 4 plane max, because you have a lot of other options like cheap helicopters. So yeah, Ford Motostrelk, I would say helicopter heavy plus forward infantry plus some really good mechanized infantry with the Motostrelk and BMP1. So yeah, pretty good infantry division. And let's go next. All right, next is Bellingruppen. This division was forward deployable infantry in the past, and now it become a reservist plus 80 plus RT division. In form of logistic, pretty classic, nothing crazy. In form of infantry, you're gonna have access to a lot of reservists, and also you're gonna have some really cool infantry in form of Motostrelk SVD, Motostrelk Metis. You're also gonna have the Motostrelk Starella with the AA, so a mix of everything, which is really nice. So pretty nice infantry tab, pretty cheap, 1111. Those can do versus helicopters, those can do versus infantry, and those can do versus tanks. And on the second part, you're gonna have some really crazy infantry in form of those washed shotgun. They come with shock chain plus the security plus the resolute, so they are basically invincible. Invincible, bro. You have to RT them, you have to bomb them. Pretty strong infantry. You're gonna have concourse and ATGM to do versus armored. In form of recon, you're gonna have access to from the KDA, from the reservist recon to the OP recon with 1k bullet for some reason. So yeah, I think it's a mistake. There should not be 1k, but yeah, you're gonna have access to a lot of diversity of recon infantry, which is really nice. I'm really big fan of infantry unit. In form of AA, you're gonna have the Cub long range air-to-air missile, pretty nice with the 9HE. You're just gonna lack of a really good anti-air versus helicopter, but you do have those cheap auto cannons that can do the job, the ZSU. In form of helicopters, you don't get access to any hint, you're just gonna have some gun chip, some ME8. In form of plane, you don't have any good SF. Basically, your SF is MiG-21 base and MiG-21 base AA3. So the air tab, it's not that important in this division, but it's important at the same time. Those planes are just suicide bombs because they have 6 HP. They die to one shot to anything. So this is the weakness of the division. You have to play with your RT, your infantry, your AT gun, and that worked really well. I know a lot of people enjoy this in 1v1, so yeah, pretty nice division. Alright, next it's 7 Panzer Division. Alright, 7 Panzer Division. It's an armored division for people who like to play with the boom boom. Logistic, pretty nice. Infantry tab, also pretty nice because you're gonna have wheeled infantry in form of Motostrelk, and you're also gonna have some mech infantry in form of BMP1. You also are gonna have access to reservists, so yeah, pretty balanced infantry tab, but really expensive when you come to the 4th infantry. It starts to be 3. So yeah, more tank rounded division, you're gonna have access to a lot of T-72s with the high penetration. Those guys are really good, but they are good in horde when you use them with the when they are like 3 or 4 with the CV who can buff them. You're also gonna have a concourse. The weakness in this tab, you don't have AT guns, but it's fine. You're gonna work with T-72s and the concourse. In the infantry tab also, in the recon, you're just gonna have what you need. Defect, you're gonna have a special force forward. It's nice for armored division. In form of AA, you're gonna have pretty strong air anti-air situation. You're gonna have Cub, you're gonna have Starella, 10M, pretty nice Igla. So anything you need to survive to save your tanks to the deadly ATGM plane. In form of helicopter, you're gonna have access to ME8. You're gonna have access to also some hints. The helicopter, you can have a lot of halos in this division, which is pretty nice. In form of plane, like all the East German division, it's gonna be weak. You don't have access to any good SF. Your best SF gonna be the MiG-23 ML, but you don't care. You're gonna rely more on your Cube. So yeah, I would say a really heavy tank division. Not the tank are not heavy, but it's a heavy tank playstyle. It's heavy tank playstyle division, and yeah, let's go next. All right, next gonna be 119. Pretty heavy tank division. It's the only division who get access to the UD. So logistic tab, pretty classic. You're gonna have access to the FOB, which is really nice. In form of infantry, you don't have access to a lot of infantry, but you're gonna have some really good option in form of Space Nas who come forward and Space Nas OP. So just to secure the road of your heavy tank, that's it. It's not really division for grind, for infantry grind. In form of RT, you're gonna have Burantino, pretty nice. More for team game. It's pretty hard to use it in 1v1 because it costs a lot, and it's really it's something who people like to suicide plane on it, you know. So yeah, in 1v1 not crazy, but it's workable. You're also gonna have some howitzer. So I would say average RT tab only for the Borantino, which is like pretty unique. In form of tanks, you're gonna have the best tank in the game, basically the UDs. You're gonna have a lot of them, 21 AP, 21 AP, 21 front. That's it. It's the 21 tanks. It's T21. I call it like this, T21. After you have the T80U, which is pretty nice. Rapiera, 80 gun with long range, and some TU-55 napalm tanks, pretty nice. So you have cheap and heavy tanks at the same time, and tanks doesn't cost a lot of activation points, so it's easy to put them all, even at high veterancy. I would say it's heavy. It's a division for team game most of the time, but that can work on 1v1 at the same time. In terms of recon, you're gonna have Space Nas Guru, you're gonna have BRDM2, which is pretty nice. You also have ME24K, pretty premium recon tab. In form of AA, you don't have long range AA. That's the big weakness of this deck. LGB plane can just destroy you. The fact this division doesn't get Cub or book kinda issue, but Tunguska can work. You have to use your superiority fighter to save your tanks. In form of helicopter, you're also gonna have a big variety of helicopter. You're also gonna have this helicopter with a really strong rocket and also air-to-air missile. You're gonna have some RKT, some AT helicopter in form of AA. The good part is you can protect your asset, you can protect your tanks with a lot of MiG-29. That's the good part of this deck. You're also gonna have access to SU-24 LGB bomber, the SID also. So yeah, pretty strong air tab. I would say it's air plus tank division for people who like to not have a lot of unit in the field, just gonna have few of them because everything costing very expensive, but everything is very unique and very strong. So yeah, let's go next. All right, the last division gonna be the 6 Motostrelk. It's the last division added, if I remember correctly. It's a division about tanks and helicopters. Logistic tab pretty classic. You're gonna have everything you need, plus the Mi-26, pretty nice. Only 3 divisions that get access to this. It's a mobile fob. In terms of infantry, you're gonna have some really good infantry. You're gonna have those guys, special force, that come on the helicopter, the Luftwaffe Jager. You have the same version on the Metis, so pretty nice infantry tab with really good BMPs also for the mechanized. In terms of RT, you're gonna have access to Urigan, which is pretty nice, and also you're gonna have access to this crazy RT, the 2SS Ghiciac, pretty nice howitzer, long range, 3 HE damage, big rate fire, 5 round minute. It's very nice. You also gonna have access to your Urigan. So yeah, so infantry, RT plus tank, this is your power for this division. You're gonna have access to from the cheap 80 gun to the good one. You don't get access to the sprut, but you have the Rapera, which is nice. After you're gonna have T-64B, I would say not heavy tanks, but just a medium plus tank, pretty good. You're gonna have access to the T-64BV, which is gonna be your heavy tank with his 11 HP, with his era protection, explosive reactive armor, pretty nice. You're also gonna have T-64BV. So yeah, tank pretty strong. In form of reconnaissance, you're gonna have those guys, false flag with the SVD and satchel charge, which is pretty nice. You're gonna have also the Aufklärer. I would say the recon is just okay. You're just gonna have what you need. In terms of AA, you're gonna have access to the Book M1, and it's the 2nd division who get access at the Book M1 after the KDA. So yeah, Book M1, pretty long range anti-aircraft AA. Tunguska can do the job versus both plane and helo. Radar anti-air for the helicopters. You're gonna have access to good choice of halos. Not much, but you're gonna mix them with your transport halos who come with the rockets. So yeah, you're gonna have numbers plus when you use the infantry one plus the helicopter. This guys in form of plane, you're gonna have the big interceptor, the MiG-31B, which is basically the Tomcat, the Tomcat on the packed side. Pretty long range. It's 12k range. It's when the plane gonna spawn, you're gonna hit it. You're also gonna have some cheap MiG-21 base to annoy your opponent. And yeah, so if you like tanks, if you like helicopters, if you like really good AA, and you like RT, this division is for you. Let's go next. Alright, last division. Oh my god, I did it. I finished all the division. KDA guys, KDA reservist RT division. Logistic tab, pretty good. You're gonna have access to everything basically. Mobile fob, big supply truck, shitty supply truck, medium supply truck, all kind of CVs. So yeah, logistic pretty good. Infantry, it's a reservist division with everything come at one activation point. It's really easy to put all the infantry. You're gonna have access to KDA surgeon or reservist, reservistin with this RPG-7. I mean, both are good. I do prefer the KDA because the number, they are a lot, 14. In form of anti-tank, you're gonna have Concourse. You're also gonna have a card of a moto surgeon with the RPG-7, which is really nice. So a lot of reservists, a lot of spam infantry. In form of RT, you're gonna have everything. A lot of choice in mortar, a lot of choice in RT gun, and a lot of choice in rocket launcher. So let's start with the BM21 Napalm, who can kill tanks basically. Is Napalm RT who can kill tanks and infantry at the same time. After you have the BM24 with the HE, 3.2 HE, pretty strong. After you have the Malka, big howitzer, the biggest howitzer in the game, really effective. 4 HE damage, a big range, big gun, pretty strong howitzer. And you have the Smash. Smash is cluster munition. The cluster now have some HE in Warno. In a war game, cluster doesn't do damage to infantry, but in Warno they do damage. For example, the Smash do 8 AP armor penetration and 3 HE versus infantry. So yeah, Smash pretty nice to kill tanks. Smash plus BM24 combo or BM21 combo can be like really deadly to anything in the map. So it's really popular division for 10v10 and also in 1v1. Also in 1v1, I think it's really hard to play it though. You need some skill. So yeah. In form of tanks, you're gonna have cheap tanks, a lot of shitty tanks, and you're gonna have the T62 MV series with the 11 HP with the ERA reactive armor protection. You're also gonna have a lot of AT gun, which is pretty nice. So yeah, you're gonna have your Capi tank to stop transport and support your shitty infantry, and you're gonna work with your RT basically. In form of recon, you don't have crazy tank, you just have what you need. In form of AA, you're gonna have the Cub M1, like we did say. It's the first division we got access to. Book M1, best AA in the game. You're also gonna have some pretty good spag. Osaka M for wheeled air-to-air with missile. AA is very strong in form of helicopter. You're also gonna have good choice of halos. You're gonna have some ME-24P. You're gonna have some gunships, and in form of plane, you're gonna have access to a lot of shitty plane basically. You don't have access to any good SF like all the East German division. You're gonna rely on your cheap MiG-27 who can do the job, because usually this division, when you play it, you're gonna suppress the AA with the RT, so the plane can have a good time when you play this. So yeah, it's been a long video and a really hard one to make. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to destroy that like button. Make sure to subscribe for more content like this. I'm gonna cover Warno. I'm gonna cover it on team games and 1v1 as I'm part of the strike team. So hope you enjoyed this video. I hope the explication was good. I know my English is not crazy, but I try my best. I did spend a lot of hours in Warno on the strike team, trying stuff, and also on playing on my own ranked. So I start to have a lot of experience in this game, and I want to share this video, guys. So make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to support the channel, and thanks for watching, and see you soon. Take care.